Have you ever wondered how to protect your wealth and pass it down to your loved ones without the government taking a huge chunk through taxes? It's a concern that's top of mind for many retirees, especially with all the uncertainty in the economy. Today, we're going to talk about how you can safeguard your hard earned retirement savings, preserve your wealth for future generations, and keep more of it out of the government's hands. But before we get into the strategy, let's take a look at the state of the economy. Right now, the news is flooded with warnings about inflation, bank instability, and looming recessions. Just this week, the Federal Reserve raised interest rates again to curb inflation. Meanwhile, major banks are facing increasing pressure, and the stock market is still unpredictable. If you're depending on a traditional IRA or 401k, it's likely that your savings are at risk from these unpredictable swings. Now, let me tell you a real story about someone who found a way to protect their wealth. Meet Robert, a retired teacher from Ohio. Robert worked his whole life to build up his retirement savings. By the time he reached 65, he had accumulated $520,000 in his 401k. But with the volatility of the market and taxes looming over his estate, Robert was worried about what would happen to his money when he passed it on to his children. Robert knew that the government would take a big chunk of his hard-earned savings in taxes. In fact, the IRS can take up to 40% of an estate's value through estate taxes. That's a lot of money. Robert didn't want to leave his children with nothing after all his years of work. So, he decided to take action and learn about gold IRAs. A gold IRA is an individual retirement account that lets you hold physical gold or precious metals as part of your retirement savings. Gold has been a trusted hedge against inflation for centuries. In fact, it's one of the few assets that tends to rise when everything else, like stocks and bonds, is falling. That's why more and more retirees like Robert are rolling over their 401ks and IRAs into gold IRAs to protect their wealth and avoid heavy tax burdens. When Robert rolled over part of his $520,000 401k into a gold IRA, he did so for a couple of reasons. First, gold is a proven way to hedge against inflation and economic uncertainty. But second, he also wanted to ensure that his heirs would receive more of his savings, rather than it being eaten up by taxes. How does this work? Well, when you set up a gold IRA, you're not only protecting your wealth from market swings, but you're also positioning your retirement for tax advantages. For example, by transferring your retirement savings into a gold IRA, you can protect them from the high taxes that typically come with traditional IRAs or 401ks, especially when passed on to your heirs. With a gold IRA, you'll have the option to pass your wealth down to the next generation while minimizing or eliminating certain taxes, like estate taxes. Your children will thank you for thinking ahead and protecting their inheritance. But there's more to it than just avoiding taxes. Gold IRAs give you the peace of mind that comes with tangible assets. Unlike stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, gold has intrinsic value. It's something you can physically hold. During uncertain times, that's a huge advantage. Just ask Robert, who now feels secure, knowing his children will be able to inherit his wealth without the burden of taxes and without his nest egg being wiped out by market crashes. Now you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but how do I get started? It's easier than you think. And the good news is, I'm offering a free, no obligation consultation with you to help you determine if a gold IRA is the right option for you. You've worked hard to build your retirement. Don't let it be taken away by inflation, taxes, or market instability. Imagine the relief you'll feel knowing you've set your children up for a future where they won't have to deal with the same financial struggles. You can protect your wealth for generations to come. No gimmicks, no high-pressure sales, just straightforward one-on-one education about how to protect your assets. If you have $100,000 or more in an IRA or 401k, or even if you have a larger sum, don't wait. Click the link in the description to get your free gold IRA guide along with your no-obligation consultation. We'll walk you through the process step by step so you can make the best decision for your family's future. Don't leave your wealth exposed to the risks of a volatile economy. Take action today to protect your retirement savings and secure your legacy. Remember, this consultation is entirely free, and there's no pressure to commit. It's simply about educating you on the best steps to protect what you've worked so hard for. The choice is in your hands. Don't wait. Take control of your financial future now.